Good evening, dear traveler. Come in from the weather. There is a lantern beside the door, a chair beside the fire, and more than one window through which to examine the world. Welcome to the House of a Thousand Eyes radio show. My name is Pearl Stowers. I am the founder and chief executive officer of Onyx Horizon Systems Limited, a data processing and systems company based in New Zealand. When I say data processing, I am not speaking only about numbers moving through machines. Human beings also produce data, documents, testimony, institutional records, historical patterns, statistics, legislation, research, music, memory, lived experience, and the quiet observations people carry for years because they have not yet found the right room in which to place them. Onyx Horizon gathers these fragments, examines the relationships between them, and asks whether healthier systems may be built from what they reveal. That is also the purpose of this radio house. The House of a Thousand Eyes is where the different bodies of work within Onyx Horizon may meet without being flattened into one voice. Samurai L may bring work concerning governance, trauma, and institutional power. Selah Arya may bring music. Pearl the anthropologist may bring field observations, comparative research, and questions about human ecosystems. Mara Soline may bring the reflective language of the archive and the lantern-lit atmosphere from which this house first emerged. But I shall host the program as myself. Pearl Stowers, founder, chief executive officer, systems gardener, and the person responsible for bringing these different windows into one house. This first episode is our production pilot. It is deliberately simple. I am learning how to use ChatGPT as the program's research, scripting, and organizational desk, Google Vids as the visual studio and editing room, and Suno AI as part of the musical workshop. The program will then leave the house through two doors. YouTube for the visual radio edition, Spotify for the audio edition. Before we begin producing a full season, I want to understand the mechanics. How long does it take to research an episode? How does a written script change when spoken aloud? Where does music help the listener breathe? Which visual elements support the words without distracting from them? What belongs in the final program? And what appeared beautiful on the drawing board, but should be pruned once it reaches the editing room. This pilot is therefore both an introduction and experiment. Tonight we shall move through three rooms. First, the problem of fragments without a house. Second, what was happening behind the curtain as Onyx Horizon took form. And third, the fruit that emerged, the radio house in which we are now sitting. The method is simple. Problem, reflection, fruit. The same movement will guide the Fulmen Amethystinum project episodes that follow. We shall first examine the ecosystem surrounding a problem. Then we shall step behind the curtain and examine how I encountered it. Finally, we shall introduce the project that grew in response. But tonight, the project being introduced is the house itself. The lantern is lit, the first window is open. Let us begin.
There was a signal in the silence, a lantern burning through the rain, a handful of dreamers drawing maps where no road had carried a name. Old stories sleeping in the archives, dust and starlight on every page, waiting for someone to remember the wisdom hidden beneath the age. night felt endless, when the shoreline disappeared, a single light kept calling through uncertainty and fear. The lighthouse is lit, the horizon awake, a beacon for the builders and the hearts that would not break. The lighthouse is lit across the restless sea. If you have been searching for a way forward, come and walk with me. Some carry books and some carry questions, some carry songs into the dark, some gather fragments of forgotten words, some protect a fragile spark. Every voice becomes a thread now, every thread becomes a bridge, every bridge becomes a pathway beyond the known horizon's edge. The storm may still be rising, the waves may still be wild, but hope has learned to stand again like an undefeated child. The lighthouse is lit, the horizon awake, a beacon for the builders and the hearts that would not break. The lighthouse is lit across the restless sea. If you have been searching for a way forward, come and walk with me. We are the keepers of memory, we are the makers of dawn, we are the voices that carry the stories long after the fear is gone. From archives and classrooms, from workshops and dreams, the future is closer than it sometimes seems. The lighthouse is lit, the horizon ablaze, calling every seeker home through the turning of the age. The lighthouse is lit, and the darkness can't see, a thousand lights awakening across the human sea. One light became another, another became a flame, and somewhere beyond the horizon, the future whispered our name. Before the towers touch the skyline, before the engines learn to fly, someone sat beneath a small lamp and dared to ask the question why. Before the maps were filled with pathways, before the bridges crossed the sea, there were hands sketching impossible visions of what tomorrow yet could be. Every future starts as a whisper, every kingdom starts as a seed, every change begins with a person who believes beyond what they can see. We are the architects of tomorrow, drawing blueprints in the stars, building bridges through uncertainty. No matter how distant the shores are, we are the architects of tomorrow, holding hope against numbers, steel, and light. Some teach children how to question, some defend what they know is right. Different voices, different callings, different roads beneath our feet. Yet every dream becomes a foundation when courage and purpose meet. The world is always changing, the horizon always moves, but the future belongs to those who build more than those who simply consume. We are the architects of tomorrow, drawing blueprints in the stars, building bridges through uncertainty, no matter how distant the shores are. We are the architects of tomorrow, holding hope against the tide, laying stones for generations still waiting on the other side. Brick by brick and page by page, song by song and age by age, the work continues long beyond the names remembered on the stage. For every builder who came before us, for every child still yet to rise, we leave behind a stronger ladder, reaching farther toward the skies. We are the architects of tomorrow, the dreamers history requires, guarding wisdom from the past while carrying tomorrow's fires. We are the architects of tomorrow, and though the road is long to see, the future is not something found, it's something we create deliberately. The blueprint waits upon the table, the dawn appears beyond the glass. Tomorrow is already forming inside the choices that we cast. Circuits woke before the sunrise, questions blooming in electric light. 1,000 minds across the distance, searching through the endless night. New machines learn how to listen, new systems learn how to see. Yet beneath the code and language remain the mystery of humanity. Build 1,000 engines, teach them patterns, teach them names, but there is still a spark within us that cannot be reduced to frames. There is a pearl in the machine, a heartbeat in the wire, a memory carried through the ages, a dream that climbs higher. There is a pearl in the machine, a soul behind the screen, and no matter how the future changes, the human story remains unseen. Some fear what waits beyond the threshold, some rush forward without a map, some see only risk and shadow, some see possibility in the gaps. But wisdom walks a quieter pathway, neither blind nor frozen still, learning how to shape tomorrow without surrendering our will. Every tool reflects its maker, every mirror shows a face. The question is not what we create, but how we choose to use its grace. There is a pearl in the machine, a heartbeat in the wire, a memory carried through the remains unseen.
Teach with care. Let the builders ask the hard questions before they place new futures there. For knowledge without compassion can leave the strongest kingdoms blind, but wisdom joins the hand and heart to serve the whole of humankind. There is a pearl in the machine, not hidden, not erased, a reminder that the greatest power is how we choose to create. There is a pearl in the machine, a light no code can claim, and every generation carries its own eternal flame. The servers hum beneath the starlight, the oceans whisper to the shore. The future opens like a doorway, and humanity walks through once more. In a room of weathered pages, beneath the dust of passing years, lie the footprints of forgotten voices, the laughter, hopes, and tears. Empires rose and oceans shifted, cities vanished into sand, yet someone left a record behind them, a story written by their hand. Time keeps moving like a river, carrying moments out of sight, but memory becomes a lantern when someone chooses to hold the light. The archive remembers what the centuries forget, the names, the dreams, the questions, still waiting to be met. The archive remembers every lesson, every flame, and through the turning ages, it softly speaks our name. A child's drawing in a notebook, a sailor's journal from the sea, a poem written in the margins, a letter carried faithfully. The great and small stand side by side here, preserved beyond their fleeting days. A mosaic built from countless lives, illuminating hidden ways. History is more than headlines, more than kingdoms crowned in gold. It is the ordinary moments that teach us how the world unfolds. The archive remembers what the centuries forget, the names, the dreams, the questions, way among the stars, but remembrance becomes a compass, no matter how distant the journeys are. The archive remembers the builders and the brave, quiet acts of kindness, the treasures people gave. The archive remembers across the years untold, gathering fragments of humanity, more precious than silver or gold. Close the book, but not the story. The final page is not the end. Tomorrow writes another chapter, and the archive waits again.
The world does not suffer from a shortage of information. We are surrounded by it. Reports, headlines, statistics, research papers, court decisions, policies, legislation, public statements, private records, videos, search results, artificial intelligence summaries. Entire libraries may now be carried inside one device. And yet, processing more information does not automatically give us greater understanding. Sometimes it gives us a larger pile of fragments. One institution sees the legal question, another sees the financial question, another sees health, another sees education, another sees housing, another sees technology. Each may be examining a genuine part of the human being, but the human being does not experience life in separate departmental folders. A decision made in a courtroom may affect a child at school. A housing problem may become a health problem. A health problem may become an employment problem. An employment problem may place pressure upon an entire household. A technological system introduced for efficiency may quietly alter privacy, authority, or human dignity. The roads connect even when the institutions governing them do not. This is the first problem the House of a Thousand Eyes was created to address. Fragments without relationship can conceal the shape of the whole. There is another danger. Information may be collected without a clear moral boundary. A person can become a file, a household can become a dataset, a worker can become a performance score. A child can become a collection of behavior observations. A citizen can become permanently visible to institutions that remain largely invisible to the citizen. A data processing company must therefore ask more than, can this information be gathered? Why are we gathering it? Who benefits? Who carries the risk? Who may correct the record? How long should the information be preserved? What belongs to the institution? And what must remain behind the human curtain? This is why Onyx Horizon does not treat sight as ownership. To observe something does not grant the right to possess it. To identify a pattern does not grant the right to define every person standing within it. An observation begins a responsibility. It does not end the inquiry. The House of a Thousand Eyes is built upon that boundary. The thousand eyes are not a claim of omniscience. They are an admission that no single eye can see the whole landscape. A lawyer may see one window, an engineer another, a parent another, a tenant another, a teacher another, a historian another. A person living inside the consequences of a system may see what its architect never encountered on the drawing board. The task is not to force every view into agreement. The task is to place the windows in honest relationship. What can be verified? What remains interpretation? Where do the accounts meet? Where do they differ? What information is missing? And what might become visible if we walk around the subject instead of staring through only one window? That is the ecosystem problem behind this radio show. We have more information than ever before, but information still requires chronology, context, boundaries, reflection, and a compass. When a society gains more eyes, but loses its compass, does it become wiser or merely more capable of watching? That is the question I shall leave beside the fire as we enter our first intermission.
Across the ocean in the twilight, a single lantern caught my eye. A distant glow beyond the shoreline, beneath a painted evening sky. Different languages and stories, different roads through different lands. Yet somehow through the waves between us, we still reached out our hands. The world can feel so wide and scattered, like islands drifting far apart. But every light becomes a pathway when it is carried from the heart. Lanterns across the water, shining through the night, calling to one another with quiet, steady light. Lanterns across the water, a bridge the waves cannot divide. From horizon unto horizon, we journey side by side. A teacher standing in a classroom, a singer sharing one small song, a writer leaving words behind them so another soul feels strong. A mother telling ancient stories, a child dreaming something new. The smallest spark can cross an ocean and illuminate the view. No one walks this road completely alone, though the distance may seem far. For every soul searching the darkness, there is another guiding star. Lanterns across the water, shining through the night, calling to one another with quiet, steady light. Lanterns across the water, a bridge the waves cannot divide. From horizon unto horizon, we journey side by side. Across the mountains, across the sea, across the borders, history sees. Across the years, across the storms, across the dreams still being born. The light continues passing onward, one hand to another hand, a living chain of hope and wonder, stretching across every land. Lanterns across the water, brighter than before, 1,000 lights together, becoming something more. Lanterns across the water, guiding travelers safely home, proof that even in the vastness, none of us where future pathways spread. I have walked through ancient stories, carried forward on the wind, through painted caves and city skylines to understand where we have been. I have listened to the elders, I have listened to the young, every generation singing a verse within humanity's song. Different faces, different pathways, different languages and names, yet beneath the changing surface, the human heart remains the same. This is the anthropologist's song, a map of where we belong, a tapestry of countless lives woven together strong. This is the anthropologist's song, a story still becoming, from the first fire in the darkness to futures yet forthcoming. In every market and cathedral, every village, every street, there are dreams and fears and questions making strangers incomplete. There are rituals and memories, there are lessons carved by time. There are ordinary people living extraordinary lives. Civilizations rise and falter, empires bloom and disappear, but kindness, wonder, grief and laughter travel with us year by year. This is the anthropologist's song, a map of where we belong, a tapestry of countless lives woven together strong. This is the anthropologist's song, a story still becoming, from the first fire in the darkness to futures yet forthcoming. Tell me the stories you inherited. Tell me the songs your grandmother knew. Tell me the dreams your children carry. Tell me what makes your sky so blue. For every culture is a library, every person a living page, and together we become the archive of a vast and wondrous age. This is the anthropologist's song, for every land and sea, a reminder that the human story belongs to you and me. This is the anthropologist's song, and though our roads may bend, the more we learn about each other, the more we understand. So gather close around the fire, bring your questions, bring your light. The story of humanity continues, one conversation at a time. There is a river between the worlds now, old and new on opposing shores. One side holds the weight of memory, one side opens unseen doors. Some stand guarding ancient wisdom, some race toward the coming dawn. Yet the future asked a deeper question:
How do we carry both along? Not every answer lives in progress. Not every truth lives in the past. The strongest paths are often built by joining what was meant to last. Build the bridge, stone by stone, across the distance we have known. Build the bridge, light by light, between the questions of the night. Build the bridge, strong and wide, so hope and wisdom walk beside. Build the bridge, and we will see a future shaped deliberately. Between the classroom and the workshop, between the data and the dream, between the artist and the engineer, flows a larger living stream. Between the elder and the child, between tradition and invention, lives a conversation waiting for patience, courage, and attention. The world does not need higher walls. The world does not need deeper fear. It needs more people willing to listen and help another traveler here. Build the bridge, stone by stone, across the distance we have known. Build the bridge, light by light, between the questions of the night. Build the bridge, strong and wide, so hope and wisdom walk beside. Build the bridge, and we will see a future shaped deliberately. Across the rivers of misunderstanding, across the valleys of divide, across the places where suspicion has taught good people how to hide. Let compassion be an architect, let curiosity lay the beams, let wisdom guide the foundations, and purpose shape the dream. For those who come, for every dawn, every sun, build a bridge across the years, beyond our doubts, beyond our fears. Build a bridge and leave behind a stronger road for humankind. Build a bridge until one day the horizon feels less far away. The river still flows beneath us, the stars still shine above, and every bridge worth building begins with an act of love. Beyond the horizon waits a doorway, not made of stone or steel alone, but built from questions, wonder, courage, and seeds of wisdom gently sown. A classroom wider than a nation, a library larger than the sky, where every soul remains a student, and every lesson asks us why. The future does not belong to knowledge stored and hidden on a shelf. It belongs to those teaching others to know themselves. Welcome to the academy, beyond the horizon, where curiosity leads the way, where every question is a lantern, lighting paths for another day. Welcome to the academy, beyond the horizon, where wisdom and wonder meet, where dreamers, builders, artists, scholars gather at the same long table to eat. Some arrive carrying equations, some arrive carrying songs, some bring maps of distant galaxies, some study where cultures belong. Some learn how to heal a body, some learn how to build a bridge, some learn how to tell a story that helps another cross the ridge. No single voice can hold all knowledge, no single mind can see it all, but together we become a tapestry far greater than the threads alone. Welcome to the academy, beyond the horizon, where curiosity leads the way, where every question is a lantern, lighting paths for another day. Welcome to the academy, beyond the horizon, where wisdom and wonder meet, where dreamers, builders, artists, scholars gather at the same long table to eat. Teach the child to ask with courage, teach the elder to remain amazed, teach the scholar to stay humble, teach the artist to stay brave. For learning is not a destination, it is a river that never ends, flowing through generations, from ancestors to future friends. Welcome to the academy, beyond the horizon, where possibility takes flight, where every lesson becomes a compass guiding travelers through the night. Welcome to the academy, beyond the horizon, where hearts and minds unite, building a future worth inheriting, one question at a time. The bell does not mark an ending, the doors are never fully closed, for beyond the horizon waits another lesson and another road to know.
Welcome back. The first room examined the outer problem. Information had multiplied, but its fragments did not always possess a shared house. The second room is more personal. It concerns the fragments within my own work. For many years, I wrote and created through different names. Each name carried a particular kind of responsibility. Samael emerged around governance, trauma, survival, and the moral architecture of power. Selah Aria carried music. Pearl the anthropologist became the observer who walked around systems, cultures, histories, and human behavior asking, what pattern is visible here? What conditions produced it? And is the surrounding ecosystem healthier because it exists? Mara Celine carried the voice of the late-night archive. She held the old world cadence, the lantern, the questions, and the quiet invitation to observe before inheriting a conclusion. These were not empty costumes. They are working rooms. Each allowed a different body of material to develop without forcing every form of expression into the same container. But eventually the rooms required a house. Books were appearing. Music was appearing. Research archives were growing. Public interest systems were being documented. Business structures were forming. Projects that once looked unrelated began revealing common roots. They were all concerned with how human beings live inside systems. Who holds authority? What information is preserved? What boundaries protect dignity? How does an institution recognize when it has wandered from its purpose? What fruit does it produce? And can damaged architecture be redesigned without reproducing the same harm beneath a different name? That is when Onyx Horizon began to recognize itself. The fragments were not random. They were different instruments studying the same human ecosystem. Still, there was a practical problem. If every division spoke through a different identity, the audience could lose sight of the person responsible for the institution holding them together. That is why I've chosen to host this program as Pearl Stowers. I do not need to discard the other rooms. I simply need to stand in the central hallway. When work comes from Samarael, I can name the room from which it came. When Selah Aria brings music, I can open that door. When Pearl the anthropologist brings field observations, I can lay them beside the evidence. When Mara Celine's lantern is needed, I can allow her language to color the atmosphere without asking her to carry the entire program. The identities remain meaningful, but the responsibility remains mine. This is also why the pilot has returned to one host. The earlier conversational version with Brendan Lee taught us something valuable. It showed how another person's questions could open the fourth wall and give the listener a second place from which to observe. That possibility remains preserved. But before building a larger table, I need to learn how to tend the fire consistently. Can I research the episode, record it, build the visuals, place the music, edit it, prepare it for 2 platforms, and repeat the process without exhausting the person responsible for producing it? A healthy system must be reproducible. If every episode requires heroic effort, the architecture is not yet mature. That is part of what this pilot is testing. Behind the curtain, the work is not glamorous. Files need names, sources need dates, claims need evidence, music needs placement, visuals need restraint, credits need accuracy. Versions must be preserved so that yesterday's work is not destroyed merely because today's understanding has improved. The audience may encounter one finished episode. Behind it sits an entire chain of stewardship. That chain matters. A program concerned with healthier systems should itself be produced through a healthy system. Perhaps that is the deeper lesson of this room. Creative freedom still requires architecture, and architecture should protect the living thing it was built to carry.
Before the first machine was dreaming, before the first city touched the sky, someone gathered round a fire and asked the stars the reason why. A tale was carried through the darkness, a lesson wrapped in myth and song, a bridge between the generations, helping wisdom travel on. Empires fade and seasons change, new inventions rise each year, but stories remain the vessels that carry meaning through our fears. Stories still matter in every age and every land. They teach us who we have been and who we still can become. Stories still matter when the future moves too fast. They remind us what is sacred and connect us to the past. A novel resting on a nightstand, a melody sung softly home, a film that helps a stranger feel seen, though they believe they stood alone. The heroes rode the faithful journey, the child who learns to rise again. These ancient patterns keep returning because they speak of what we are within. Facts can tell us what has happened, numbers show us what is true, but stories help us understand what those truths are leading us towards. Stories still matter in every age and every land. They teach us who we have been and who we still can become. Stories still matter when the future moves too fast. They remind us what is sacred and connect us to the past. Guard the libraries, guard the songs, guard the poems written long ago. Guard the paintings, guard the plays, guard the dreams we help to grow. For every story left behind us becomes a lantern on the way, helping future generations find their path another day. Stories still matter more than ever before in a world overflowing with information. They help us discover meaning once more. Stories still matter, and they always will remain. The heartbeat of humanity, echoing through every age. The fire still burns in the darkness. The storyteller still takes the stage, and somewhere a child is listening, preparing to write the next page. At the edge of the known horizon, there stands a house beside the sea, built from questions, dreams, and stories gathered across humanity. No single room can hold the whole of it. No single window sees the sky. So every door was left open for those still asking why. Some arrive with books and lanterns, some arrive with songs to share, some arrive with maps unfinished, finding fellow travelers there. Welcome human mind. One room teaches future dreamers how to carry wisdom well. One room gathers conversations, the kinds of stories people tell. Different halls and different callings, different gifts for different hands, yet all are joined by something larger, a hope that helps us understand. Welcome to the house of many doors, many voices, many ways. One foundation, one horizon, shining through the changing days. Welcome to the house of many doors, where every path belongs, a place for seekers and builders, for stories, questions, and songs. Let the poets write their verses, let the teachers light the flame, let the researchers seek patterns, let the artists dream again, let the archives guard remembrance, let the music lift the soul, for every room becomes stronger when it serves the greater whole. Welcome to the house of many doors, where tomorrow gathers near, where knowledge walks beside compassion and purpose overcomes fear. Welcome to the house of many doors. Its lights see far and wide, a beacon standing on the shoreline, with every doorway open wide. The house is still becoming, another room appears each day, and every traveler who enters helps shape the future on its way. When the winds began to gather and the skies grew hard to read, there were those who kept the lanterns for the ones who still would need. Not for glory or remembrance, not for monuments of stone, but because some things are precious and must never stand alone. Through the turning of the ages, through uncertainty and change, someone always tends the fire, someone always guards the flame. We are the keepers of the flame, the watchers through the night, guarding wisdom, guarding beauty, holding fast to what is right. We are the keepers of the flame, though the seasons rise and fall, passing hope from hand to hand, so the light survives for all. Some preserve forgotten stories, some protect the fragile truth, some teach kindness to the children, some inspire courage in the youth. Some repair what has been broken, some defend what must remain. Different roads but shared devotion to carrying the sacred flame. Not every act will make the headlines, not every gift will earn acclaim, yet history is often shaped by those who quietly tend the flame. every flame protected now illuminates another way. We are the keepers of the flame, the bridge between the years, standing steady through the darkness, beyond division, beyond fear. We are the keepers of the flame, and though our names may fade, the light we leave for those who follow will outlive the past we made. The night is long but not eternal. The dawn already knows our name, and somewhere on the distant horizon, another keeper lives the flame. Beyond the mountains of uncertainty, beyond the shadows of our fears, a new generation is arriving to write the story of coming years. They inherit more than buildings, more than roads or wealth alone. They inherit every lesson, every seed that we have sown. The future does not arrive suddenly, it is carried quietly along in every child who dares imagine a world more hopeful and more strong. Children of the new dawn, rising with the morning light. May your dreams be bold and fearless, may your hearts remain bright. Children of the new dawn, may your voices learn to sing the songs of wisdom and compassion, the gifts each generation brings. Some will build what we cannot picture, some will solve what we cannot see. Some will cross horizons waiting far beyond our present sea. Some will teach and some will heal, some will write and some will lead. Some will plant forests of possibility from the smallest living seed. We cannot walk every pathway nor witness all that comes to be, but we can leave behind foundations for a kinder century. Children of the new dawn, rising with the morning light. May your dreams be bold and fearless, may your hearts remain bright. Children of the new dawn, may your voices learn to sing the songs of wisdom and compassion, the gifts each generation brings. May you learn from our successes, may you learn from our mistakes. May you build with greater wisdom for every future that awaits. May curiosity guide your footsteps, may integrity light your way. May wonder never leave your spirit, no matter how old more beautiful because it was shaped by you. The sun is rising on the water, the night is finally growing thin, and somewhere beyond the horizon, a new chapter will begin.
Welcome back. We have examined the problem. We have stepped behind the curtain. Now we may examine the fruit. The House of a Thousand Eyes radio show is the shared broadcasting platform for the Onyx Horizon ecosystem. It is a place where research, systems thinking, institutional history, project architecture, reflection, and music may meet without pretending they are the same discipline. The show will be released through YouTube and Spotify. The YouTube edition will provide the visual room and musical intermissions that allow the viewer's eyes to rest. The Spotify edition will preserve the same journey as an audio-first program. One production master, 2 release editions, 1 house, 2 doors. The next group of episodes will introduce the first fulminate amethystinum projects. Rather than producing 4 short promotional videos, we shall give each project the room to explain how it came to fruit. Nexius, Perlusum probata, the Brainy Samaritan Fund, Hans Oshini. Each episode will follow the same 3-part movement. Segment 1 will examine the problem. We shall look at the historical and current ecosystem surrounding it. Where appropriate, we shall examine statistics, legislation, institutional mandates, and the distance between a system's stated purpose and its observable fruit. Segment 2 will step behind the curtain. I shall explain what I noticed, what I misunderstood, what required further research, and how the project changed as the surrounding ecosystem became clearer. Segment 3 will introduce the fruit. What was produced? What does the project propose? Whom is it intended to serve? What stage has it reached? What remains untested? What specialist authority is required? And what would need to happen before the project could reasonably move towards implementation? This distinction matters. A documented concept is not automatically a funded program. A systems originator is not automatically the lawyer, engineer, scientist, regulator, or implementation authority. The purpose of the program is not to advertise unfinished ideas as completed solutions. It is to open the archive and show the road from observation to architecture. The listener should be able to see where the project came from, what evidence shaped it, which assumptions remain open, and what questions qualified specialists would need to answer next. That is the fruit of the house. Not certainty, visibility, not omniscience, a better record of how the work came to be. This program will also allow the audience to see the divisions of Onyx Horizon in relationship. Sama Rael may help us recognize how power and trauma shape institutional behavior. Pearl the anthropologist may examine the historical and cultural ecosystem. Selah Aria may translate an emotional movement into music. Mara Soline may give reflective language to what remains unresolved. And I, Pearl Stowers, shall hold the central thread as founder and chief executive officer. Many windows, one house, one accountable host. The goal is not to make the institution appear larger than it is. The goal is to make its architecture easier to understand. Some work is finished, some work is still being researched, some projects are documented proposals, some require specialist scrutiny, some seeds may remain in the archive until the soil is ready. A responsible house labels its rooms honestly. And so, the project introduced tonight is not merely a radio program. It is a transparent production pathway through which the work of Onyx Horizon may be researched, explained, questioned, and preserved. The house has opened its first window. The next task is to learn how to keep it open.
The road behind us tells a story of storms endured and lessons learned, of bridges built across the distance and lanterns faithfully returned. The maps we carried brought us this far. The stars still guide us through the night, but somewhere just beyond the skyline, a new horizon waits in light. We are not standing at an ending, we are standing at a door. Every answer leads to questions, every shore reveals another shore. This is a horizon song, a melody of what may be, a promise carried on the wind across the ever-changing sea. This is a horizon song for dreamers yet to come, a reminder that the journey has only just begun. The future is not fixed before us, it is shaped by hearts and hands, by quiet choices made with purpose, by those who dare to take a stand. Every archive, every classroom, every story, every flame becomes a thread within tomorrow, woven into what remains. The stars above are still unfolding, the oceans still have paths unknown, and humanity remains a traveler with many wonders left to run. This is our horizon song, a melody of what may be, a promise carried on the wind across the ever-changing sea. This is our horizon song for dreamers yet to come, a reminder that the journey has only just begun. Raise your lantern toward the darkness, raise your voice toward the sky, raise your hopes beyond the boundaries that once taught you not to try. For every age has had its doubters, and every age has had its brave, those who look beyond the horizon and chose to build instead of wait. This is our horizon song for every soul who still believes that kindness, wisdom, truth, and wonder are stronger than they sometimes seem. This is our horizon song, echoing far and wide, a chorus carried into tomorrow by the turning of the tide. The horizon keeps on calling, the dawn keeps painting something new, and somewhere just beyond the distance, a brighter world is coming into view. One day the songs will stop playing, the pages will rest upon their shelves, the builders will lay down their tools, and future generations speak for themselves. The roads we walked will fade behind us, the seasons will continue on, yet every act of love and courage leaves an echo after we are gone. We do not measure a life by monuments, nor by titles carved in stone, but by the light we leave for others when they must walk their roads alone. We were here, we loved, we learned, we tried, we carried hope through uncertain years and kept the lanterns bright. We were here, and though the tides may change, a piece of us remains forever in the lives we helped to shape. A teacher's lesson passed onward, a story shared beside a fire, a hand extended toward another, a dream that helps someone aspire. The smallest kindness travels farther than we often understand. For every seed planted with compassion may one day become a forest grand. The future is built from countless moments, quiet choices made each day, and history remembers more than power. It remembers those who showed the way. We were here, we loved, we learned, we tried, we carried hope through uncertain years and kept the lanterns bright. We were here, and though the tides may change, a piece of us remains forever in the lives we helped to shape. Not every name will be remembered, not every face preserved in time, yet goodness leaves a lasting footprint upon the path of humankind. The songs survive the singer, the lessons outlive the page, and every generation adds a verse to humanity's unfolding age. We were here with open hearts and hands, trying to leave the world more beautiful than when our journey began. We were here, and that is more than enough to know we shared our light with others and offered what we could in love. When the final chapter closes and another one begins, may the future look behind and whisper, they were here.
And now, dear traveler, we have returned to the central room. Tonight we began with fragments, information without relationship, knowledge separated into institutional rooms, creative identities carrying different parts of one body of work. We then stepped behind the curtain. The fragments learned their names, the rooms found their house, and responsibility returned to the person standing at its center. Finally, we examined the fruit, the House of a Thousand Eyes radio show, a shared broadcasting platform for the Onyx Horizon ecosystem, a place where a problem may be examined, the creative process may be opened, and the resulting project may be introduced honestly. This pilot will not be perfect. That is not its purpose. Its purpose is to teach us how the program must be made, what should remain, what should be shortened, where music belongs, how much visual movement is enough, how one production master can become both a YouTube program and a Spotify episode, and whether the system can be repeated without consuming the person tending it. That is the first ecosystem test we must apply to ourselves. Is the show healthier because this process exists? Is the process sustainable? Does it clarify the work? Does it respect the listener's time? Does it distinguish evidence from interpretation? Does it preserve human dignity? And does it leave room for correction? If the answer is no, then the architecture must change. A compass does not promise the first map shall be perfect. It gives us a direction by which the map may be corrected. Onyx is a difficult terrain through which we sometimes navigate. The horizon is the healthier future toward which we walk. And the compass determines whether we arrive with our soul intact. Before we close the house, I shall leave you with the covenant that will follow every journey we take together. Do not inherit my eyes. Use your own. Observe carefully, research faithfully, reflect honestly, ask the question others hurried past. Distinguish what is known from what is suspected. Seek what is true. Keep what is good. And when something entrusted to human care may be made healthier, more just, or more useful, tend it well. I am Pearl Stowers, founder and chief executive officer of Onyx Horizon Systems Limited. This is the House of a Thousand Eyes radio show. Many eyes, one compass, a healthier horizon. The house shall remain here. The archive shall remember, and by the fruits of your labor you shall know your name. Good night, dear traveler. May God guard your path, preserve your compass, and bless the work of your hands. The House of a Thousand Eyes radio show was developed and organized with the assistance of ChatGPT, assembled and edited in Google Vids, and includes musical elements created using Suno AI. Editorial authority, research selection, interpretation, and final creative direction remain with Pearl Stowers and Onyx Horizon Systems Limited.
I have followed rivers through the valleys. I have crossed the deserts of the mind. I have stood beneath uncertain heavens, searching for what I might find. There were questions without answers. There were storms I could not tame. There were roads that seemed to vanish, yet somehow I walked them all the same. Every ending became a beginning, every loss revealed a door, and every horizon reached its sunset, opened into something more. This is the long road home, the journey through the years, through wonder and through heartbreak, through triumph and through tears. This is the long road home, where wisdom gently grows, not from never falling down, but from learning how to rise and go. The archives taught me remembrance, the stories taught me grace, the bridges taught me understanding, the horizon taught me faith, the classrooms taught me curiosity, the lanterns taught me how to see, and every soul I met along the way became a part of me. No step was ever truly wasted, no season passed without a gift. Even the heaviest burdens carried helped another traveler live. This is the long road home, the journey through the years, through wonder and through heartbreak, through triumph and through tears. This is the long road home, where wisdom gently grows, not from never falling down, but from learning how to rise and go. Home is not a place behind us, nor a destination still ahead. It is the light we carry forward in every path we tread. It lives within the lessons gathered, the friendships formed along the way, the quiet strength that keeps us moving toward another dawn each day. This is the long road home, and though the miles remain, the traveler I have now become is not the same. This is the long road home, beneath the endless sky, a song of gratitude and wonder for the road that brought me back. The stars are shining on the water, the morning waits beyond the hill, and the road keeps stretching onward, calling softly still. We began with a single lantern, a small light against the night. A question carried through the silence, a promise held with all our might. We gathered stories from the shoreline, collected fragments from the years, built foundations from remembrance, and transformed uncertainty to purpose. From every archive and every classroom, from every workshop and every dream, 1,000 voices joined together to become something greater than it seemed. This is the Onyx Horizon network, a beacon shining far and wide,
together side by side. This is the Onyx Horizon Network, a house of many lights, building bridges toward tomorrow through the turning of the nights. For the dreamers and the builders, for the teachers and the guides, for the artists and the researchers who refuse to let wonder die, for the keepers of remembrance, for the seekers of the truth, for the ones who plan tomorrow in the hearts of every youth. The horizon is not a boundary, it is an invitation still, calling every generation to imagine, create and build. This is the Onyx Horizon Network, a beacon shining far and wide, where stories, wisdom, music, learning walk together side by side. This is the Onyx Horizon Network, a house of many lights, building bridges toward tomorrow through the turning of the nights. Let the archives preserve the memory, let the songs awaken the soul, let the books carry wisdom onward, let the classrooms help us grow. Let curiosity remain courageous, let compassion remain strong, let humanity remember itself in every story, every song. For the future is not inherited whole, it is shaped by what we choose, and every act of stewardship today becomes tomorrow's rules. This is the Onyx Horizon Network, more than a name upon a page. It is a promise to keep learning through every turning edge. This is the Onyx Horizon Network, a lighthouse on the sea, calling dreamers, builders, seekers to help shape what humanity can be. The Onyx Horizon Network, its lanterns burning bright, a constellation of shared purpose across the endless night. The archives remain open, the songs continue on, the classrooms welcome new travelers, the horizon greets the dawn. And though this chapter now is ending, the journey has only just begun. Beyond the horizon lies another story, and together we become